everyone. So I recently made a video that talked about the yin and the yang cycles of the year and how they relate to the creation cycle, and talked about how honoring the inner cycle of the yin during the winter, which we're in right now, going into the winter solstice. And that was at the beginning of December, and now here we are, it's December 12th. And right now there's sort of overlapping cycles of intensity as we reach the winter solstice, bringing us into that yin energy. And I've been feeling the intensity of it in my body and got curious about it today, so I looked some things up and wanted to talk about a couple really powerful and kind of unique overlapping cycles, because we are heading into the winter solstice on December 21st at 10 a.m., which is the shortest day of the year, the longest night. That's in 9 days. And overlapping on that is the waning of the moon into the new moon, which is in 7 days on December 19th. So we've got the sun and the moon in this declining energy. And that, the winter solstice in the northern hemisphere is the shortest day of the year, the most yin day of the year, the most dark day of the year. And that usually doesn't coincide so closely. They're about 36 hours apart, the new moon and the summer and the winter solstice. 36 hours apart. So you've got this moon energy, this yin moon energy, declining moon, and you've got this declining sun energy happening at the same time. So what does that mean? Let me talk a little bit about the solstice against the moon cycles. So in the year, we could liken the winter solstice to, in the northern hemisphere, we could liken the winter solstice, the shortest day, to the new moon. So the winter solstice is kind of like the new sun, and that there's only one new sun each year in the sun cycle, although we have 12 or 13 new moons in a calendar year. And then the summer solstice is like the full moon. So that's like the full sun in the northern hemisphere. In the southern hemisphere, it's flipped. So we're going into the new sun. This is why solstice was so celebrated. I think this is why they put Christmas near the solstice, because it's a celebration of light. The light's coming back, right? Usually, historically, people would celebrate, earth-based spiritual traditions would have a festival of light on the solstice, which can be kind of ironic. It's the darkest day, but it symbolizes from here on out in the year, the light is starting to return. So they celebrate the light on the darkest day of the year, a celebration that it's coming back, which is kind of aligned to the Christian symbol of Christ bringing the light to the world in his birth. So they put Christmas in December, aligned to the solstice. I'm wondering, that might have been some kind of a marketing effect to try and get people who were celebrating the Festival of Light to adopt Christmas. Because I've heard that historically, if you look at Christ's or Jesus's actual birth, if he was a historical figure, it would have been sometime in the spring and not in the winter, that was sort of placed intentionally by the churches. So here we are in this. So as of yesterday, we went into the last phase of the moon before the new moon. And it's called a waning moon. But as of yesterday, we were in like the last part of it, so from the full moon to yesterday, the moon was more than half illuminated. You still saw more than half of it illuminated in the sky. But as of yesterday, now we have less than half. So it's called a waning crescent moon. So it's going to get smaller and smaller, and it's less than half. And this waning crescent cycle of the moon parallels the luteal phase of the menstrual cycle. The phase in the menstrual cycle where you're getting prepared for the shedding. You're letting go. All the hormones sort of drop, and you're seeing the world pretty much naked. Like there's no filter between you and the world, which is why there can be some attitudinal shifts during that premenstrual phase, because everything that was sort of gauzed over and made nice by estrogen previously in the previous phases of the cycle is gone. The estrogen's gone, and you're just faced with reality, and you're preparing for this deep shedding of the menstrual. So that's what we're in right now as a collective with the moon. We're in the shedding phase of the moon. And this past week I've been like, what is happening to me? Like, what is this feeling? I just feel so deep, because not only is the moon going into this deep, dark place, the darkness, but the sun is reaching its darkest, its minimalist point for the year. And this is unusual. This is powerful this year. Like I was saying, the new moon usually does not coincide with the solstice. So at this time, it's like we've got 9 more days. We've got 7 more days before the new moon. We've got 9 more days until the solstice. This is a great time to just be really gentle with yourself. I can feel the parts of me who want to really get all the shedding done. Like the parts of me who are kind of going into performance and productivity, like wanting to really do it all before the solstice, let it all go before the solstice. And it's like, there's no way that's going to happen. There's no way that's going to happen. I still am working, and I have travel plans, and But what I can do is be super, super gentle with myself. I can be gentle with myself. I can be strategically quiet inside as I'm just going about different things in my day. I can just choose to be a little bit more mindful. In this last crescent waning phase of the moon, because the moon rises later and later every night, we don't even see the moon at night. The moon doesn't even come up while we're awake. For example, tomorrow night, the moon's not coming up until 2 a.m. Tonight it will come up around 1:10 a.m. So most people are asleep. So really the sky is very dark during this waxing crescent. So there's this darkness happening. Even though the moon isn't completely dark, it's not up in the sky illuminating our nights. So we're going, it's this deeper, hidden parts of us are kind of more accessible to be attended to and to be released and cleansed and accepted, really. So gentleness, appreciation. And it's, it's also it's magical, it's mystical. The dark parts, the shadow, the hidden, not only is there shadow bad, shadow, I don't want to say bad, but shadow heavy, wounding, things we don't want to look at and we sweep under the rug, things that are unconscious because we can't handle them. There's also in the shadow golden shadow. There's things that are beautiful and gifts in our world and in ourselves that are also hidden in the shadow. And we really reclaim those only when we go there. We go there and allow ourselves to be taken by it. Allow ourselves to enter into that realm of the unknown. And trust that as we reclaim and revisit it, that's part of our unfolding and our creation cycle, right? Like we're going into the yin to reclaim our gifts, to bring them out into the yang so we can create with them. All right, blessings for a wonderful pre-solstice week.